Hi, this is Dr. Chenik, and today I want to congratulate President Trump, Jared Kushner, Bibi Netanyahu. As most of you know now, there has been a formal agreement between the United Arab Emirates and Israel to have coordination on the economic, political, psychological, and all other types of activities. This is a landmark agreement because this is the third agreement that we've had since Camp David, which was 76, and I was involved with it with Jimmy Carter, and then 96 we had an agreement with Jordan, and now we have an agreement with UAE. What is UAE and who is UAE? The UAE is a compilation of 7 little small areas called emirates, and the leader of that is a sheikh or Prince Nahyan, who has made it a very modern country. As many of you know, United Arab Emirates airline flies all over the world. So from a perspective of progressiveness, UAE is far advanced in terms of the Middle East. It has a huge economy. It has a very vibrant gas and oil economy. Now, I consider this kind of treaty between Israel and Nahyan, or the UAE, is what I would call a family affair. And why do I call that? Number one, 6 months ago, I predicted Jared Kushner's proposal for economic agreement in the Middle East would be successful. I also predicted that he was correct, that the Palestinians on the West Bank and Gaza would be neglected or made irrelevant, which this agreement has created. In fact, the real Palestinian country is Jordan. It was created by the British, but when I visited there years ago, you could see 80% of the people in Jordan are not real Jordanians, they are Palestinians. So in effect, what happened is the West Bank and Gaza has been negated as an issue, did not want to understand what Jared Kushner said, and is now probably dealing with Jordan. More importantly, this economic treaty allows Israel to move forward in other ways. What am I talking about? I've always believed that Saudi Arabia was a far closer friend to Israel than anybody believed. In fact, when I used to go to Saudi Arabia, I noticed there were 3 airports. One for commercial people, regular, ordinary passengers. The second one for the king and royalty of Saudi Arabia. And the third was the most important one, which was for special people, which translated meant Israel. Israel and Saudi Arabia have been together for well over 30 to 40 years, as has many of the other Muslim countries in the Middle East. What do I mean? Israel by now is considered one of the most formidable high-tech countries in the world. If you look at cybersecurity, probably 40 to 60% of all the companies, both on the American Stock Exchange, the Hong Kong Exchange, or in the Middle East, are controlled by Israelis who were trained in cybersecurity in Unit 8100. And what that unit did was to create young people and take them all the way through grammar school, high school, and college and focus simply on high-tech consideration, in this case, cybersecurity. Now, with Bibi, I know very well that he was close to Jared Kushner. And in fact, he used to come to the Kushner family. He slept over there. So that relationship was really much more of a personal one than anybody understood. But I give credit to Kushner to the fact that he was also an Orthodox Jew. Like Jimmy Carter, who was a Baptist, both men of serious religious consideration could make these kind of treaties because they believed that in God there would be peace. And so Jared Kushner has done an excellent job. Congratulate Trump, congratulate Bibi, and I want to thank all of you for this portion of listening to Peace on Earth. There is in Hebrew Shalom and in Arabic Salam. Take care.